Welcome back to another episode of Apothekerry. I am so excited to be here with you. We've got the birds chirping. You're going to hear my roosters and my chickens in the background. I literally just had to negotiate with Moose, our guardian dog. I went down there to the front pasture and gave him a couple bones and said, look, buddy, I'm about to film and I need you to be just a little quiet because he has been barking all morning long. And it can get obnoxious, especially when I'm filming, and I feel bad for my film editor, having to edit stuff out. So want to make it just peaceful and seamless. So a little negotiation goes far. I have been really reflecting lately on these episodes, and normally I just come in here and I start talking about a different herb, and whatever comes to my mind I start talking about. And I was thinking about this last night, and I said to myself, I really want to come with a strong message. What is it that I have been doing myself that I could share? What is it that I have gotten over that I can share? And so I want to talk about being bold and being Delulu, what I call delusional. We call it Delulu here at CHC. I'll talk to the team members and I'll be like, okay, ready? Are you really ready? Because I'm about to get Delulu on you guys. This is the God drop I got, and this is what I think we should do. And we just implement it. We just make it happen because I really feel strongly about whatever it is that I am bringing into my ideas, my thought process, and I'm letting it just stream through me, which leads me to this question. When is the last time that you looked in the mirror? No, really. When's the last time that you looked in the mirror, really looked at yourself in the mirror, not just, got ready and curled your hair? And it's okay. You can get ready and curl your hair and look in the mirror and really reflect and talk to yourself and say, you are beautiful. You are successful. You can do the thing. A lot of people hold themselves back because of what people think. And I did it for many years. I did it for a lot of my years. Worried about what my family would think, worried about if I was too much, worried about if my energy was too much, worried about if I said that. And I stunted my ideas. I stunted my growth. And I don't want that for you. So you will notice that I'm getting a lot of Delulu, and a lot of our content is just out there. It's big, it's expanding, and it's expansion. I talked about this in the last episode that I want you to walk into rooms. I want you to be big. And I want you to expand, because that is what I'm doing right now. I am not going to preach something that I'm already not practicing, or that I've already gone through, or I'm going through it, at the moment. And the truth is, there are a lot of people out there that are going to look at content or look at the person and say, she's too much, or look at her. Or they'll even forward it over to their friend or their sister or whatever it may be and start talking about that person. And here's the truth. Get a little closer and listen in on this. If they're doing that, that is an unresolved emotion that lives inside of them, not you. Remember that. Because when you're expanding and when you're growing and when you're prospering and when you're getting more successful out there, people tend to talk. And that energy belongs to them. That has nothing to do with you. So you know what I say? Expand more. Get bigger more, because you are triggering something that's inside of them. And maybe it's that they're not where they want to be, or maybe it's they're not where they know that they should be, that they're not expanding, that they are keeping themselves small. That is none of your business. What your business is you. looking in the mirror and believing in yourself, knowing how beautiful you are, knowing that you are so talented and that you were born here on this earth with your gift set to shine it out to the world. So what's holding you back? I want to know. Tell me. Comment below. Send me a message. What's holding you back? What is it? Is it fear? Because fear, I believe, is the delusion. And when you're worrying is a waste of your imagination. Use your imagination to see yourself on the top. What is it that you want? Whatever it is, wants you back. So that is a very strong, emotion, feeling, energy, message that I wanted to get through today, because it's something that I really shrunk myself for so many years. And I don't want that for you. I want you to prosper and I want you to do the thing. And I want you to, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. We get shot lists, Amy and I do, before we go out and shoot for the next month or 2 months or 3 months down the road. We're 2 months ahead. And so we get the shot list and we look at it and we're like, okay, this needs to be at this location. This needs to be at this location. And I look at the shots that the creative director wants me to do. And one of them was sticking my tongue out. And I just thought, why would she want that? I don't get it. Okay, I'll do it. Well, it's so interesting that I did the shot and they're going to be using it in the September edition. And we have an incredible founder-led companies that are going to be in the September issue. And I got a photo bank back from another founder-led company. And as I'm going through the photos, I see a photo of this woman, this beautiful woman, and the biggest Y behind her company. And she has her tongue out. And I thought, okay, this is great. It took me out of my comfort zone by doing that shot. I didn't feel comfortable doing it, but I did it because that's what my creative director wanted. And the shot is great. You could see my personality in it. You can see my wrinkles around my eyes. It's me. It's who I be. It's that one shot that Amy just captured. And so I'm really grateful for my creative director because she's really pushed me out of my comfort zone and I'm growing and I'm healing. And I just said to the team last week, I really feel that corporate hippie connection is where I've healed the most. I'm healing as I'm working and loving what I do. And that is what I want. I want everybody to love what they do. You might be in corporate America and you love what you do. Well, then if you want to be that powerhouse leader, then expand. Go buy that powerhouse suit that you want with the stripes, whatever it is. And, it might be some new makeup. It might be a new curling iron. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I do know that if it's on your list and you've been thinking about it, you got your own download, implement it. Just do it. Did I start perfect? No, I did not. I'm still learning as I'm going. And I love it. I love growing and I love prospering and I love being able to share my trials, my days where I have those good days where I'm learning and healing those emotions and being triggered myself. And when I am being triggered, trust me, I am giving gratitude for that trigger because it's allowing me space and time for me to heal that unresolved emotion that lives inside of me. So no, you will never find me saying, who do you think that girl is? That will never come out of my mouth. What I will say is, look at her go. Look at that power. And it just fuels me up and pushes me forward to do whatever is next in line for me to do, whatever that next download is for me to implement and not second guess it and not say, should I, the insecurities, throw them out the window. You've got to start. And trust me, back in the day when I started going live and started doing videos, was I insecure? Of course I was. I was going through perimenopause. And I had that second chin. I had, extra loving around my waist. I didn't know what the heck was going on with me. I was walking into rooms not knowing why I was in there, which leads me to this incredible herb that's over here to my right, might be your left. And if you can't see me, you can always go over to YouTube or Spotify and you could see in full color. And you could see the herbs and the different things that I have going on. I don't know, for some reason, every single time I film, I always get dehydrated. Let me just take a quick sip. I'm still working through my gratitude water. I took my top off and this is how much I drank today. Normally I drink my gratitude water either in the morning right before my hot beverage. But today I really wanted to take some nootropics with my minerals. And so I only drank about that much. So I'm really dehydrated and I'm going to hydrate. And that is something that I am very good at. So this might be your little spiritual nudge for you to drink more water. And we'll talk about gratitude water in another episode. You guys have asked me about my straw. I've talked about this anti-aging frequency charged straw, which I drink most of my liquids out of. And it's charged at 432 megahertz. You know that I'm into frequency and I'm into energy. I read energy. I feel energy. And so I always try to look up like what herb has the highest frequency. You guys already know the highest frequency herb on the farm is our roses, our herb, our beautiful tea roses. I have the Bohemian blend that I always serve and I'm always putting into whenever I'm steeping some herbs. But let's get into oregano today. We're talking about oregano. I think we're 12 minutes in and now we're talking about oregano. Why did I choose oregano? Well, oregano right now is being suffocated with our mugwort, which I need to harvest my mugwort and get it down pretty low. I learned something really interesting about making smudging bundles. When I interviewed in this month's magazine, we spoke about the natives and the land, and I learned so much from him when I interviewed him. He was laughing and saying that these little bundles they make, he said, that's just such a hippie thing. Bundles are big, long bundles. You take it from the bottom and you work your way up. And he said that you use red string, which is, a spiritual meaning. And he said that you start burning, your desire from one end until you get to the end. Why would you want to just desire or manifest from these little tinies? He goes, this little tiny manifestations, or you want the real big manifestation? And I just thought that's interesting. So we decided to take all of the products that had sage, that it was properly being sourced. We took them off the website because I want to do something a little bit different. If you have not gone over to the Corporate Hippie Connection website, we have a shop over there where you'll see plenty of products that I manufacture. And we have over there beautiful wellness, everything that I have created with the team. Everything has a purpose. We'll be talking about one of the products towards the end of this podcast, but let's dive into oregano. So listen, oregano is not just for the Italians. I'm half Sicilian and I love my oregano. I am also born in New York. So the area where we were, it was a lot of Italian, Irish, and just beautiful people. I moved out here when I was 6 years old and didn't really get to spend too much of my life there, but I got to tell you that memory of growing up there and being around all the Sicilians and the Italian families and eating spaghetti and all the Italian foods that had oregano in it, that smell, it takes me back all the way to 3 years old. I can remember sitting in my kitchen. I had a drawer next to the sink and it had some kitchen utensils in it that made noise. I had some toys in there that my mom put in there, and I would sit in there and work through that drawer while she was working in the kitchen, because she was in the kitchen quite a bit for many, many hours. She would make all kinds of homemade Italian food. My mom was Irish. She married a Sicilian man. And when they got married, she lived with my grandfather and my grandmother and all of my dad's brothers. And so she was just put into the kitchen and had to learn how to make Italian food, how to make pasta out of those machines, and how to make a fresh pot of sauce, not just by putting just a bunch of stuff. Everything had a step to it. And oregano, that smell just brings me right back. It's like somebody wears a perfume that you smelt, 10 years ago, and then you smell a couple of the notes that were in that perfume on another one and you're drawn to it. It's because the nose doesn't forget. And when you're smelling something, you're creating a memory. And so oregano, yes, in the beginning, I always associated the oregano with the Italian sauces, but oregano is so much more powerful than just for the Italian foods out there. I will always grow oregano. I have oregano growing everywhere. We have a couple different varieties. My favorite variety is the Italian oregano, which you see here. She has beautiful leaves. I did notice in some areas on the property that get a lot of sun, the flowers have already turned to seed. So I'm going to cut these off and capture the seeds so I can spread it in other areas. And incredible for everyday nutrition. She's an antioxidant. She's incredible immune support. The properties that she carries is so good for your heart, digestive. I make different tinctures with the oregano and soak her in sometimes olive oil. I'll make different olive oil flavors. She's one of them. You always want to have her around during, the flu season when we're going into fall. She's definitely going to be going into my fire cider that I'm going to be making next week, which I can't wait to talk to you guys about the fire cider, because fire cider is so important to have on hand. And anybody can make it. You don't have to live on a farm. You don't even have to be growing your herbs. You can go to the farmer's market or to a co-op that has all organic, non-GMO herbs. You can grab all of your supplies. I do have a fire cider recipe. You can write in to info@Corporate Hippie Connection and you can get that, or you can drop a message below that you want the recipe. We'll get that off to you. It's so important. I'm so passionate about creating all of our syrups and our tinctures and our fire cider and preparing ourselves. And yes, my friends that live around me, they're like, do you have any fire cider? My husband's sick. It's like, yes, I do. I have some. But I'm encouraging people to make your own. It just really empowers you. So oregano is definitely one that I'm going to put a ton of her inside fire cider. Let me see what else. I really feel I say this with so much love. I wrote this down last night. What does oregano mean to me? When I close my eyes and I think of oregano, I think of protection. I think of strength. I think of cleansing. I think of resilience. I think of vitality. And she is grounding. Oregano, if I were to only be able to grow one herb, and this is really hard for me to say, I would definitely grow oregano. She, especially, there's a lot of people out there will take antibiotics. I will not take antibiotics. I will take my tincture that has very strong herbs in it that works like a natural antibiotic. Now, again, claimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm here for pure entertainment purposes, but I'm always going to share what I do and from my experience. And my experience is that oregano is powerful and one of the most powerful herbs for you to grow just in case you might need her. Let's see what else. We talked about that she's an antioxidant. She's great for immune support. And we spoke about her being incredible for digestion. I will go ahead and pop her in and steep her with some other herbs when I feel like might have a little upset stomach. She's definitely going to go in there and mitigate what my second brain needs. Let's see what else. Let's go ahead and move over and talk about a powerful product that we created here at Corporate Hippie Connection. If you can see this, this is Verdant Vitality. Just think about that name for a minute. Verdant Vitality. A lot of people are not getting greens in their body. And I noticed going through perimenopause and I'm in, menopause and all the things that I took to support my system to get me feeling good. One of the things that I feel that the perimenopausal women are going through is not getting enough minerals, not enough greens in your body. When you start putting greens in your body and the herbs, you really start to feel better. Your lights just really turn on. And you go into those rooms, you know why you're in there. You just have an extra pip in your step. You feel like yourself again. And so I really wanted to create these greens. We created them in the beginning of the year. I just want to read off a couple of the ingredients that are in here. Of course, barley green, I had to put that in there. That powder is straight from the leaf. So everything that we put into our products, I think through it and I make sure it has the strongest molecule in whatever that I'm putting into a product to make sure that you're getting the full power from it. I've got broccoli powder in here, spirulina. Spirulina is so good for you. That is putting the whole plant in there. Green tea powder. Alfalfa extract. We've got wheatgrass in there. We've got beetroot. We've got hibiscus. We got to love that hibiscus. Anything with color you want to be putting into your body. Let's see what else. Strawberry juice powder, cranberry, acai. I didn't leave anything out, you guys. Blueberry, pomegranate. I just checked my pomegranate tree when I was harvesting some oregano. Boy, I cannot believe how many pomegranates I got on my tree this year. I am so stoked about that and I can't wait to harvest her when she's ready. Cinnamon bark. I got to have that cinnamon in there. I'm a big cinnamon girl. I always have cinnamon on hand. I'm always buying it in bulk. I do not grow it here. Turmeric. Yes, turmeric, ginseng powder, black pepper, ashwagandha. I mean, I know that you guys are taking these individually. Why not buy something that has it all in there? Ginger powder. I mean, I can go on and on of how many ingredients that are in the Verdant Vitality. This is something I do every single day. So if I'm drinking it in a smoothie, I'll just put 1 scoop in there. Sometimes I don't want to do a smoothie and I just put it in my water and believe it or not, it turned red. It is greens, but I do have some red medicinal herbs in there. And so I wanted to show you that, color. This is all natural, right? And it tastes so good. It's so good. So what I do is I put 1 scoop in there. I fill up filtered water to 32 ounces. I drink it. I feel like this is a ceremony on its own. I just don't drink stuff. I just don't eat stuff. I really take the moment and give thanks for the food. Give thanks for what you're putting in your body. Be more aware of what you're putting in your body. Last week, I talked to you guys about dead food. It's just sitting and makes you feel sluggish. You want to really start getting away from that. And if you're my persona person, then you're already not eating fast food. You already eat like this, or you're learning more about this. You're here for the positive empowerment. You're here for the Kerryisms and having a conduit, having a place to come. If you have not already gone over to Corporate Hippie Connection and joined our community, we have community members asking to come in that door. come in that door, twist that handle, open the door. You're welcome here. Sit down on the velvet couch, sit on some pillows on the floor. We're about to have a ceremony and I can't wait to see you inside that room. That's how I feel that room is. It's very protected. It's a beautiful private community off of social media. And you can log in at any time. I'm constantly sending emails of encouragement. My staff is sending out, our team members are sending out messages on a daily, and you get them. And it's just a little, spiritual nudge, and also being in the knowing and knowing what's going on at Corporate Hippie Connection. If you haven't already gone over to the Corporate Hippie Oracle, the magazine is beautiful. We got Marco Fuller. He is a Native American actor. He's been in so many Native American series and movies, and he's just so beautiful. I had the pleasure of meeting him on the red carpet at the Red Nation Awards, and he really just stuck in my heart and in my mind, and I was so proud and honored to showcase him on the cover. So until next time, I just want you guys to know I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for following this podcast. Thank you for sharing it out and leaving us a 5-star review. It's just so amazing. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you next week. See you.